Hey guys, so today we're gonna unbox and check out Record of Agarest War, the really naughty limited edition. Yes, that's what it's called. Now, I feel like not too many people have actually played the Agarest games, and I think that is due to a couple different reasons. One, it goes by different names depending on the region or platform that you're playing it on. And then number two, the releases were kind of sporadic. Depending on the platform, you may not have had all the games in the series. There are 4 games in this series, but I'll get to all that after we unbox this. I'll let you know a little bit about the lineage, the name changes, and where the best place to play all these games are. Hint, it is not the 360, but without further ado, let's get naughty. All right, so as you can see, my limited edition box is a little bit beat up. It looks like a good number of these got beat up over the years, and I think it's just because it didn't have very good internal support. Something obviously shifted inside the box and pushed out on the side, but we'll go ahead and open it up and check it out, see what's going on there. Now this is a game that I played a little bit, and I never got to finish it because I actually had to sell my copy of the game to put a down payment on my house. And I decided to treat myself and buy it again because I felt like playing this again. And this time I got the really naughty limited edition. So, hey, I upgraded. It'll be nice to finally get back into this game. All right, there we go. Yeah, pretty malformed box, but you kind of get the idea here. I did start playing this game on the 360, so I kind of wanted to finish it on the 360. All right, inside here, it's interesting. Yeah, it's all just kind of loose in there, as you can see. There's no real support or anything, and this is folded. I wonder if this shifted. Let's see, pull this out first. Did this get shifted in here? I wonder if this will fit straight. No, it does need, see, in order for it to even fit in the box, it had to be folded. So that's probably part of the problem. And it just kind of naturally wanted to shift diagonally in there. We got a little pocket for the game to hold the game, so that at least that doesn't, bump around in here too much. But yeah, it definitely could have been packaged a lot better. So you'll probably see a lot of these kind of dented up. Oh, that's a heavy game. We must have a pretty decent sized manual in here. I'm not used to getting new games with manuals anymore. It's kind of rare. All right, so obviously here we have an Opie mouse pad. Gosh, I wonder how many of these I have now. And just think, this one has been trapped in here, unable to breathe for over 10 years now. But wow, that'll take a while for it to eventually rest. I think this is a pillow cover. Let's take a look at the back of the box here too. It says what comes in here. Oh, so we have an original soundtrack CD. That must be what is making this so heavy. The soundtrack is probably in here too. And possibly a manual as well. So we'll get into that in a minute. And then we have the 8.5 inch by 10.5 inch Sensual 3D mouse pad. That's this right here. Nice and soft for your wrists. And then we have the 26 inch by 20 inch Yearning Ellis pillowcase. Let's see what Yearning Ellis looks like. All right. Material's not too bad. And it is only single-sided. On the other side we have just kind of this violet lavender color. Very nice colors in this pillowcase, so I like it. All right, so here we have the game and possibly soundtrack. All right, yes, nice thick manual here. Look at that. How many pages is this thing? 45 pages. Oh my goodness. Full color. Wow, there is so much in here. I really miss this, having these nice full manuals. Even when we do get manuals these days, usually they are not as jam-packed as these were, with lots of information on everything, not just how to play the game, how to control it, but also lots of other additional information, background on the characters. Here we got stat details, explains all the stats and the skill types. Very cool. Equipment, city faculties. Wow. Blacksmith guild. It really just kind of goes over everything in here. This is the kind of thing I miss. I love when you would get a game and you would be, riding home in the car and you could just open it up and you just read through the manual and just take everything in before you eventually get to play the game. I remember riding with my mom, and after we bought the game, she would have to go to a couple other places maybe, and I would just sit in the car while she went inside and shopped, and I would read through my manuals, and then when she was done, we would go home, and then I could finally play the game. Here we go. We've got a nice fox girl, it looks like, here. I recognize, that's right, I recognize these characters now. It's all kind of coming back to me. Very cool. Look at that. And there's an ad for Death Smiles limited edition in the back. I have this also unopened. I gotta open this sometime. It came with one of these face plates. Remember these face plates for the 360? Those were so cool. But of course, then they came out with the revised model, which is what I have now, and so I can't really use them. My Japanese Xbox is older like this, so it can use these face plates. Very cool. All right, so here we have a disc. Which one is this? This is the soundtrack, actually. This one is the soundtrack. Nice picture. Oops, I spilled my books. And then here we have the actual game. Very cool. Man, this is so heavy. This is what games used to be like. We've got the soundtrack in here and a thick manual. All right, well, let's check it out. Additional PP. I'm gonna need another PP to take care of all the waifus in this game. Sorry. Okay, so it looks like both of these just give you some starting supplies. All right, so this is a tactics style strategy role-playing game, which means the battles will take place on a grid-based arena. In between some of these battles, story events will take place, which unlocks additional CG in the gallery. The battle system in this game is pretty interesting. Each character has a unique grid pattern that follows whichever way the character is facing. So if any other character is standing on this grid pattern, you'll be able to chain link attacks with them. Linking certain combinations of attacks can lead to devastating effects. You can learn which attacks to chain by collecting special books in the game or just by experimenting. Now you can link as many characters as you want together this way. Also, the more you link up, the more bonuses you'll get in battle. At towns, you can mix things together in multiple different ways to create new armor or items, which will then be added to your knowledge database. One of the most frequent questions I've been seeing people ask about this game is whether or not you can grind. To answer that, yes, you can grind in this game. You can actually replay missions as many times as you want to grind for more points. There's also an auto battle, which makes grinding a lot easier too. There are just a few stipulations to grinding. If you are a completionist and you want to unlock everything in the game, including achievements or trophies, then there are certain things you need to do within a certain number of turns, but there is a New Game Plus. So my plan is to play through the whole game on easy first, and then New Game Plus on hard mode to unlock all the additional things that I didn't unlock in the first playthrough. This way, on my first run, I can just focus on taking my time and doing a bit of grinding. My second playthrough will be much easier because I can carry over all of those points that I racked up in the first playthrough. Now, all that being said, for the people that don't like to grind, you're in luck because it's not really necessary at all. When you win a battle while you're underleveled, you'll gain a multiplier bonus to help you catch up. Now, I still grind just because I like being overpowered in these types of games. But let's get to the lineage of this game. This can help you decide which versions of the game you might want to play. Otherwise, it can be a bit confusing, so we'll break it all down into a nice chart here. First of all, there are 4 games in the series. Depending on which version you're playing, it could go by a different name. The first game in the series is Record of Agarest War, which is what I'm playing now, also known as Agarest Generations of War. And here are all the various platforms that you can play it on. The next game in the series is Record of Agarest War 0, which is a prequel to the first game, so you can actually play these first 2 games in whichever order you prefer. As you can see here, the Steam version uses the same naming convention as Europe, since the PC version is managed by the European publisher. The third game is Record of Agarest War 2. As you can see, at this point, I can't really play this on the 360 in North America anymore, so I'll probably move over to the PlayStation 3 version at this point. If I started playing this series on the PlayStation 3 in North America, I would have to get the digital version of the first game since there wasn't a physical North American release. Finally, the most recent game is Record of Agarest War Mariage. I've also seen it spelled out as Record of Agarest War Marriage, so if you're looking for information on this game, you might need to try both spellings. This game was originally released on the PSP in the Japanese region only, but fortunately it has been ported to PC on Steam, and interestingly enough, it uses the international name this time on Steam, because why not? Let's make this as confusing as possible. This game plays a little bit more like a lighthearted spin-off of the series, but honestly, you can really just play any of these games in any order, and it won't take too much away from the experience. Now, looking at this chart, you can probably see the best place to play the entire series is on Steam, since you've got all the games in English in one location. And at the time of me making this video, they even have it so you can get the entire bundle for $35, making it the best price too. For me personally, I don't prefer to play games on PC, I like to play on console, so I'm going to be playing this series on multiple console platforms. And ultimately, I'll be playing on PC eventually anyway when I want to play Mariage. So there you go guys, a little glimpse of everything Agarest. Thanks for watching, until next time, I will see you later.